You know, when I look around at all the entrepreneurs who are grinding it out, spending 70 to 80 hours per week growing their business, you have to ask yourself the question, at what cost? Hi, my name's Tim Uchuk, and in this podcast, we're going to be exploring the tools, tactics, and strategies for crushing it and scaling your business without making the ultimate sacrifice of your time and freedom. Alright, so I'm just wrapping up for the day and thought I would share a quick story with you guys around something that we're working on in our in the office this week, which is around signal-to-noise ratio. And some of you guys have probably heard me talk about this in the past, signal-to-noise, and what I mean, it's really a metaphor. If you've think about driving down an old dirt road and you're trying to find a good radio station, and if you get a lot of static, that means you've got a low signal-to-noise ratio, meaning that it's not a crisp, clear station. And so if you apply that metaphor in your life, on the extreme end of the low, meaning you've got a really low signal-to-noise ratio, it means that your brain doesn't shut off and you've got so many things coming at you and you can't focus because there's too much noise, right? And symptoms of this are, you know, when you've got notifications after notifications coming through your phone, you've got emails coming at you, everything's kind of coming at you all at once. It feels like a fire hose. That's when you've got a low signal-to-noise ratio. Now the opposite of that, the other end of the spectrum, is when you're proactive and your emails, you've got a system for checking them on a regular basis, maybe twice a day, and you know the things that you need to focus on. There's a lot less distraction, and you're laser focused on the right things each day. So that's the strong end of the spectrum. That's where you want to be. And so a couple examples that I want to give to you in terms of how I strengthen my signal-to-noise in my business, first of all, is, you know, we've got a team of, we're at just over, I think, 50 or 51 people, last count, in my business. And so what I do, the challenge of having a lot of people in a large team is there's a lot of potential for noise, in that if everybody's busy working on stuff and you're left with, you know, hoping that they're working on the right things, there's tons of noise there, right? Which isn't a good thing. Now, to strengthen the signal, what I did a long time ago was I transitioned our culture to be a results-based culture where the results are the only thing that matters. So whenever I'm having a conversation, we get right to, you know, let's say it's with like a sales, one of my sales account managers. We focus on the results and the numbers. So for example, you know, how many meetings did you get? What's your close rate at? And then if it's not where it needs to be, that's what drives the activities. What are the activities that are going to lead to the numbers and the results that we want? And so that's always where I focus, is just on the numbers. And when you focus there, it strengthens your signal and it prevents you from getting derailed or distracted on the wrong things. And interestingly enough, if you break apart the word signal, the shorter version of it is sign. And you know, I've got traffic. There's a stop sign up there, which is it's a signal to stop, right? It's a sign. And it wouldn't be doing an effective job if it wasn't big and red and bright, and hopefully it didn't have a bush in front of it and trees and all that kind of stuff, right? So its job is to provide a good signal-to-noise ratio if it's going to make the car stop. So if it was camouflage, for example, it would have a low signal-to-noise ratio, which is not a good thing. So that's an example on the within the business side, how to strengthen your signal-to-noise. Now, when it comes to, because I'm going to be heading home here right away, I want to strengthen my signal-to-noise ratio when it comes to being present with my family. And so how I do that is, tonight we're going to go on, we call them a walk in the woods. So I'm going to put this phone away tonight, and I'm going to try and get my brain back into being present and being focused and you know, being a present father for my kids, to strengthen the signal to noise. Now the bad end of that spectrum is if I'm just checking my phone constantly and I'm paying attention to all this noise, when the signal that I want to be paying attention to is my kids and the present moment and enjoying them. So I do intermittent fasting with my electronics for that. We do a walk in the woods. So any way that we can just get out into nature and put the electronics away for at least an hour, a couple hours is a good way to do that as well. And it helps to rewire your brain and allow you to ignore the noise and focus on the signal. So little things like that, taking a break from technology is another way to do that. Anyways, hope that's helpful. I was inspired by breaking apart the word signal into sign here. Wanted to share that with you, and it's an exercise we're going through in our business right now. But we're applying it to our shop where we manufacture truck bodies right now. So it's not as organized as we'd like to have it, which means that things go missing, and we're doing a signal-to-noise audit, long story short, to make sure that everything's kind of where it needs to be. So we're eliminating the search and the struggle and all that kind of stuff. So hope that's helpful. Signal-to-noise ratio, it's a really great metaphor, I think, for helping you to really focus on the right things and develop systems to essentially create guardrails in your life to focus on really what matters. What was the last example? Yeah, the last one is the 3x3 strategy. So let's say that you've got like 100 things that you could do on your list. What's the signal? Like, which of those are noise that, they could get put on the back burner? And so I talk about this all the time, but pick three that you need to focus on, and then put the rest aside until you get those 3 done. And then that's gonna help to get you to focus as well. So I call it the 3x3 strategy. It's pick 3 things for the day, 3 for the week, and that's another good way to strengthen your signal to noise. So I'm gonna get home. We're gonna do a walk in the woods with the family. Hope that was helpful, and have a good one. We'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, Tim Uchuk here, and real quick, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, if you could take a couple quick seconds to give it a rating, it would be very much appreciated. And secondly, if you're looking for more tools and strategies on how you can crush it in life and business, just head on over to bookwithtim.com, where I've put together a free case study which shows you how to unlock unprecedented freedom today by using the 2 power levers. Just head on over to bookwithtim.com. Until next time, wishing you success and freedom in your business. Cheers.